Salam alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers. As I make this video, I am 8 pounds down in about a month and a half. Now I'm going to walk you guys through that mental, physical, and even spiritual process that has entailed this 8 pounds of weight loss, right? First of all, I want to let you guys know that the things I talk about in my videos, I apply them. I do not believe in somebody telling you something and not being able to replicate it with the information that they've given you. So I decided to test it on myself. About 2 months ago, roughly, I got fed up of being fed up. My workouts were lackluster at best. I would sneak in a 30-minute lift sometimes on my lunch break, and it may not even be a full-blown lift. It may be just bench press. I would constantly make excuses due to my work-life balance. Oh, work's too crazy. I can't do it. I'm already in good shape, essentially almost lying to myself, right? Putting the blinders on and not in a good way. So I made a decision for a multitude of reasons that I wanted to make a change. And a few of those reasons is, one, I didn't like what I started to see in the mirror. I know that 8 pounds may not seem like a lot to some people. I know that others, though, don't know the last time that they seen the scale move 8 pounds in the right direction. For me personally, I did not like how my face was rounded out. I had less muscle definition going on. I just felt heavier. And I had been sitting at this heavier weight of fluctuating between 210 to 215 for a very long time. I haven't been 204 pounds since probably late 2020, possibly, don't even quote me on this, maybe early 2021. Regardless, I didn't like what I saw in the mirror. I knew that my workouts were lackluster. I also understood that if I wanted to be a good example to my family, that I had to make a change. Had to. It was non-negotiable. If I tell somebody, hey, you need to work out, I cannot be lacking on my own workouts. That is hypocritical and the epitome of what we don't want to be as Muslim men and as leaders, right? So I made a decision not only for myself, but for my family that I'm going to get in better shape and ultimately just take my health seriously. I can't work in the health and fitness field and not be in the utmost shape that I know I can be. You know what I mean? Externally, somebody may have looked at me a month and a half ago and said, oh man, you're in good shape. You're strong, you're this, you're that, which to them, that is true. And I don't believe that they were necessarily lying. I just knew I was capable of more. You know what I mean? Perfect example of it is like, let's say you're giving your job 90%, right? But your coworkers all around you are giving 60, 70%. So your 90% looks really good to them. And I made a decision that I was not going to settle for my 90%. You know what I mean? And I was making excuses for it too. Oh, I don't have time. That's BS. All right. That is a load of crap. We make time for the things that we want. And I knew ultimately one of the things that I was going to have to start doing if I wanted to lose the weight due to my schedule was I'm going to have to wake up earlier. There's no way around it. If I want to take my workout journey serious, I'm going to have to work out early. So diving back to my previous video that I made about the growth cycle and explaining that, I made the intention mentally that I am going to accomplish this goal of losing weight. And it started off in my mind as I want to get down to below 210 because I didn't remember the last time that I'd been below there. And of course, it progressed and it's still progressing, but I made the intention that I am going to grow and I'm going to put myself in an uncomfortable situation because that is where growth happens, just keeping it real. So I said, I'm going to lose this weight. I'm going to get back into the gym seriously and I'm going to change my overall habits, right? My eating habits weren't the best. And they still aren't the best. as I'm making this video, once again, I like to be transparent and honest with everybody. I just had 2 cookies. But I also understand the way that my nutrition and my eating has been set up today. I can afford to eat those 2 cookies. So making an overall change in my life, because leading is not just physical, but leading is spiritual. You know what I mean? Being a hypocrite is something that is a spiritual disease. Not being a good leader because you're being lazy, that is something that's affecting us on a spiritual level. There's an authentic hadith that talks about how laziness is from the shaitan. So now let's imagine that we pair laziness being from the shaitan, but then imagine what's on the flip side of that, right? There's a authentic hadith that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that the early hours of the day are blessed for his ummah. So imagine that, right? There is blessing for us to get up early and accomplish whatever we need to accomplish. So with me knowing this information, I got to take action, right? There goes the next step. Once I make intention to do something, I need to take action. So I started waking up early, and for us Muslims, we already wake up for Fajr, bro. It's easy. It really is easy. Stop staying up late, scrolling on your phone. Stop staying up late doing God knows what. Go to bed at a reasonable time. For me, that time can range anywhere between 10 p.m. to absolute worst, not preferred, 12 midnight. But I can do it. Now, what I would do at this point is I would wake up for Fajr, maybe a little bit before, inshallah. I hope all of our brothers out there are getting tahajjud in. Get that night prayer in. That is when Allah is closest to the earth. He descends to the lowest heaven and asks, does my servant need anything of me? I will grant it. So let's get into that mindset of there's so much blessing in these early hours. So I would get up early, possibly pray tahajjud. If not, make Fajr when I wake up. And then I'm going to the gym. And the cheat code that we can do for that, brothers, is when you do wudu to get ready to actually make Fajr, get dressed. Don't give yourself that out of saying, oh, I'll get dressed after Fajr, or don't lay down. No. Once you get up to make wudu, get dressed, get your workout gear on, all right? And let's go hit the gym after we make Fajr. I promise you, the amount of mental fortitude that you're going to feel from waking up early and getting after it is second to none. Right? So like I said, getting up early, getting our Fajr in, going to the gym. From there, me personally, I would make sure that I would do my workouts, generally speaking, fasted. Not to the fullest extent. I would drink water. For me, I would take dates as well. Normally, I would eat heavier breakfast, but I understand that I'm looking to lose weight here, so I have to be in a calorie deficit. I simply have to be eating less and consuming less than what my body is burning if I want to lose weight. So I made sure that I would work out fasted aside from my water and dates. I may have some fruit, grapes, mangoes, what have you, things that are low calorie, but dense in nutrition, and they're always also going to give me that energy boost. Most fruits are going to give you an energy boost from the natural sugars. So it's not going to be that processed stuff that isn't good for you. So I'd make sure that I'd get that in, go to work. I'm a caffeine addict, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a caffeine addict. You name it, I've probably tried it. The one thing that's a no for me, though, is if my caffeine source, I don't want it to have beta-alanine, and I don't want it to be a Monster. All right, Monster energy drink. I don't want beta-alanine in it. Because beta-alanine is a compound that actually it causes a lot of people to have the face flush. Your body gets hot. And for me, I don't like feeling like I need to scratch my skin. I don't like that feeling. So me personally, I stay away from it. I personally like to go for Rain. I like to go for Celsius. A new one that's been on the market a lot lately is Ghost. And sometimes Alani Nu is a new one that I've also been fond of. So if you need some caffeine sources, if you're not a coffee drinker like me, go for those 4. Those are some really good ones to get started. And I'm not sponsored by any of them, but I'm just throwing that out there as my personal preference. From there, drink my caffeine. It is really hard to not be productive when you are caffeinated and when you are hungry. I'm going to say that again. It is very hard to not be productive when you are caffeinated and when you are hungry. That pit in your stomach mixed with the caffeine should make you feel like you need to go do something productive. You know what I mean? My productivity has just shot up ever since I've started this methodology. So from there, I'll eat my lunch. Lunch is not crazy. Eat to live, do not live to eat. A lot of people get that 2 p.m. crash in the afternoon because you're overeating. And I've done it myself, just overeating. Eat slowly, eat with your right hand, and you want to fill your stomach with 1/3 food, 1/3 drink, 1/3 air. And that is an authentic hadith that states that. I want to say it's in Sahih Bukhari, but don't quote me on that, please. Nonetheless, right? From there, I've now stacked up a bunch of wins. I've gotten my prayer in to start my day. I've gotten my workout in, and I've essentially done an intermittent fasted period where I'm not consuming any calories, because all of those drinks I named, by the way, are 0 calories, brothers. So 0 calories in your drink. That's going to help push you through to lunchtime. From there, after lunch, I may have a snack, something light, just to hold me over until dinner. In the first couple of weeks, because I was dead set on getting below 210 and getting this weight loss journey started, I wouldn't have anything. And around 5, 6 o'clock would hit, I'd be dead hungry. So now, once again, it's really hard for me to not be productive towards the end of my workday because I'm hungry. You know what I mean? And my body knows it, but then I also start to burn fat through that process. So from here, what's going to happen is, right, get home, eat dinner, handle whatever business you may need to handle with your family. Me personally, make sure that my wife is good, make sure son is all right. And then from there, I'm hitting the sheets as early as possible. And by replicating that process, because remember, the growth cycle, consistency was that third aspect I talked to you guys about, maintaining that consistency, right? So I'm staying consistent, making sure I'm staying on it. And sure enough, weight started flying off, brothers. So making sure that I incorporated these principles of not only what I speak and preach to you guys, but applying them to my own life has allowed me to lose that weight. And I'm still going, guys. I'm still going. I personally want to get back down to about 200, which I haven't been 200 pounds since 2019. Easy, 2019. And from there, what's going to happen is I'm going to go on a bulk. You know what I mean? I don't want to stay 200. I want to go on a bulk, put that weight back on in a healthy fashion. I don't know where I want to finish up yet, but I say all of that to you guys to let you know that it is possible and to show that, hey, I accomplished these things and I want to show you how to do it too. It's not like I'm hoarding the information. I'm not withholding the sauce, right? I want to make sure that I show you guys how it's done. So for anybody who's interested, wants to know a little bit more, let's talk, brother. Let's talk. A conversation is priceless in terms of the value that it can bring to you. Let's have a conversation about what you may be struggling with, because I promise you, if you're getting your prayers in, if you're not procrastinating and taking action, even if it's not perfect, do not be afraid to take imperfect action, but take some sort of action towards your goals. You know what I mean? Decide that I'm going to, come hell or high water, accomplish my goals, and then put action towards it. All right. So that's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. I just wanted to lay out to you what my daily process looked like. Side note, I would work out 3 to 4 times a week. 3 times only if it was a super crazy week and I couldn't get to it. But I would really implore all of you to go for that 4 times. It's going to give you the maximal benefit. It's going to help you build up that consistency really quickly. And you're just going to feel amazing, man. I feel great. My face is slimmed down. My wife is complimenting my physique a little bit more. You know what I mean? I've got more energy. I've noticed that I just feel better throughout my days, right? And you can feel better too. Do not despair, brother. You can feel better. You can make that change. And if you need some help to make that change, I'm here to help you. All right? Let's get after it. Make that intention. Do not procrastinate. Don't wait another day because we don't know how much longer we have on this earth. So don't procrastinate. Make an intention. Put action behind that intention. And then let's keep it consistent. And that consistency is what's going to yield long-term results so that you not only see a change, but you see a transformation, because there's a difference between the two. All right. See you all on the next one. Salam alaikum, rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.